Hello, everyone. Today, I want to introduce AI test automation tool called Test2ify. In this video, I'll show you the scenarios, the test cases, how we automate the test cases, including the generation, execution, and bug fixing process. This is a Salesforce.com Commerce Cloud demo set. What we want to do through this test is to check the product on this Commerce Cloud site, compare the product, and then add to the shopping cart. So we go to the coffee, and then we will add the product that to be compared. In the product comparison page, we will increase the quantity to 3 for one of the SKU. We click add to cart, and then we validate the cart that the pricing is correct. This P5092 SKU have a quantity of 3, therefore the price is times 3. So in the test automation platform, I'll show you how we're gonna do to automate this. So once we get to the test automation tool, the first thing we will need to do is to create a test case. All the test cases you see here based on natural language. So the first step we will do here is to generate the test cases based on the product requirement. We will have a typical Commerce Cloud product requirement document to perform this B2B commerce shopping cart verification. What we need to do: introduction, background, objective, the target user story, the specific functional flow, the product information, the pricing information, the product flow chart, etc. We will upload this document into the upload PRD area. The product document starts from the early stage when developers begin working on their code. They will make changes based on the user's requirement. So to make our test case most relevant to the current application, we gave the AI testing the current application so it can combine both information and the engine to look into product comparison and validate the shopping cart. Then we will let the AI testing tools start working. Now the test cases has been generated. We can see 15 test cases generated. 7 of them is positive test case, 1 is negative test case. We'll also have the edge test cases and integration test cases. The first one is to verify the language. This is very important for large deployment that companies need to deploy their application in multiple countries, which normally requires different teams that understand each of the language to be able to test. What we want to use AI to eliminate this language barrier so central experts can implement tests across the board. We can see browsing different product categories, select specific product, run the comparison, then verify the product, add to cart, and verify pricing. All these test cases read from the functional requirement, but also updated from the latest deployment. So in this way, the test case will be kept up to date. Simply click create test cases. All these test cases will be imported into our AI testing tools. We can see all these test cases in draft status. It will go to the website. It will perform the test step in natural language as dictated. So now let me show you, once the test has been imported, how we will execute it. So the first thing, we'll double check a set of the test cases to keep the consistency of our test case. It will always look up the language and perform the test of the language being dictated. In this positive test cases, we use natural language to tell the engine where to go, and then at the end, we verify within shopping cart, quantity 3 of the SKU has been added, which is being dictated in step 7. And then the total price is this SKU times 3. We also have dependencies and prerequisites of the test cases. In this case, a negative test cases is dependent on this positive test case. For example, in a Salesforce Sales Cloud, it performs certain action, and then in step 2 in Salesforce Commerce Cloud to check for the result. Once we have this, we can also show you a sample of the negative test cases. In this case, we can see the step, the negative has the prerequisite of the positive test cases, and every step is exactly the same. For the testing purpose, we change the final verification step to add a not. So this test cases is designed to fail all the time. Once we have these positive and negative test cases, we'll create a test plan. In this test plan, the first thing we will design is to create a schedule. This is a daily regression test. We can set the daily kickoff time in specific time zone environment. It can be either timely, weekly, or in a preset schedule. Also, once we have the schedule, we can manage what test cases can be executed. Let's say we pick all of them, the 8 test cases, each in a different language, and click Save. Next, we will kick off a test case. And then we specify the environment, the login method, and then its default desktop form factor, and then we will kick it off. Here's the test cases that we've started running. Let's look into a positive test cases result first. On the left side, you can see all the natural language execution, the test step instructions from step 1 to step 9. And then on the right side, we will have a click-by-click screen recording. It performs the step we want to perform. Perform the product comparison, perform the add to cart, and validate the price. This is a successful test cases. We can also validate the failed test cases. So the failed test cases has a failed condition because we specifically specify the total price is not the item price times 3. So in the same way the test is being executed and we're in product comparison, we're going to add the quantity, perform the add to cart, and then within the cart, it perform a price calculation and it find out the price is the SKU price times 3, therefore violated the test verification condition. Therefore, this test case is failed. This is how AI can help us to automatically perform testing based on our specified conditions. For these test cases, once we know it's failed, we can create a bug to tell our developer. Let's say we put a status high priority, and we will send it to me. We'll create the bug and then open the issue in our project management platform. This can be the Jira platform that people are familiar with. And then you can see this goes to the Kanban and goes to the Spring. And the bug itself already contains all the repeatable steps why the test case failed. It will go step by step. The tester and developer can also see the specific technical interpretation of the test steps. The benefit of this testing tools and DevOps tools integration will be even more significant because the project management platform also integrate with developers IDE. In my PyCharm, I've already seen the latest bug being assigned to me, I directly work within my IDE to look into what the UI step has been performed and then what type of failure has been done. Now, I can change my code. I'll mimic the changes and then perform a code commit that directly link the specific bug with the piece of code I just changed with my code repository. I'll perform a push. If I go back to my project management, I will be able to see within my ticket, I can see a specific code is being pushed into my GitHub library. This is where we connect test execution to DevOps bug fixing process, project management leadership. Want to see holistic view of how my sprint, how many requirements, the burn down chart, the burn up chart, the cumulative flow, and then how many bug has been fixed. For the actual developers, if the bug has been checked in, our platform will automatically change a bug from not started into in fix status. And it will keep progressing, so on and so forth. Now we've completed an end-to-end testing process, start from the requirement document, generate into test cases become executable test scripts. Once the bug has been identified, how we create the bug, pass the bug to a project management system, and then how to track the bug fixing from end to end. Thank you very much for your time.